Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in the Real Deal Talk studio with the myth, the man, the legend, Malik. That's all we don't need to call him any, there are no last names, none, just Malik.
I'm the only one.
The only one. Malik. World known, world renowned Malik. All right, Malik, talk to me here. So Malik, you are an MMA coach.
Yes.
Okay. How long you been doing that?
Probably 6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to assume you were a fighter before that.
Yeah, I had fought 12 amateur fights, and then I went 5-1 as a professional. I'm slowly getting back into that too.
Yeah.
But my main focus kind of became coaching on accident.
Okay.
One of my friends, Justin Stevens, wanted me to start coaching him, and I didn't want to coach him, but I did personal training at the time, and I needed the money. So
Yeah.
he kind of just never left it alone. And then before we knew it, we ended up at Epic. He went 3-0 at Epic. And then shortly after that, we found Anthony the Matrix De Silva. And then I trained him pretty much from scratch all the way up until, like, now he's pro. He's 2-0 now. So
Yeah.
about to fight for Cage Warriors next month. So
Nice.
now it's been a minute.
And so
it all happened kind of fast. For
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and sorry, how long have you been actually training other fighters?
6 years.
6 years. And then how long were you training before that just for yourself?
I've done MMA for 11 years.
11. How old are you now?
28.
28.
Yeah, it's my first legal decision. They didn't let me do it. But we grew up being competitive, so I grew up doing national and international level karate with
Yeah.
my dad. So from 6 to 16, my whole life was just tournaments and school. And then
And so you were doing karate from age 6.
yeah, from age 6.
Okay, 6 to like 17.
6 to 16. And then because I wanted to box the whole time, but they never let me.
Why?
Because they knew I would turn into a fighter if I got into boxing, yeah.
They knew it.
Yeah, they knew it. And then when I was 16, I just never left him alone. And my mom was like, he's not a bad kid. Just let him try it. And my dad was like, nah, like, I don't want to.
Oh,
and then
no.
eventually he did. And I boxed for 2 years. And then after that, when I turned 18, I could sign for myself. I started doing cage fighting. And then that was history.
He knew it.
Yeah,
Your
he
dad knew.
Yeah, he knew. He's like, if he gets around it, he's going to be stuck. And
Of course.
I was stuck for sure.
Because karate, you're just basically point systems, right? You hit here, you hit there. Nobody's trying to knock anybody out.
Well, it was weird. So when I was younger, they had full contact karate in America. But by the time I was like 12, that started to go away because parents were complaining
Right.
kids shouldn't be getting hit like that and stuff like that. So by the time I was 16, it went from like we were really hurting kids to like my last tournament, I got disqualified because I jump kicked a kid too hard and he went into the crowd. So it was like the balance was weird. But that made me want to do boxing more because I told my dad, like, it's like a waste. I'm just getting disqualified every tournament at this point. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a waste of time.
And so it was straight karate. And I'm assuming you reached black belt?
Yeah, I got my black belt when I was 15.
15.
Yeah.
Wow. No kidding. And so where were you trained now? Where do you train?
Now,
Yeah.
I train at Coastal Combat in Oceanside.
Okay.
And then I also train at Tin Planet Oceanside, and then Sequence Jiu-Jitsu in Norco.
Okay. And that's where you're training other fighters as well?
No, that's where I train myself. I have
Okay.
my own gym. So
Oh.
I have MMA personal training in Riverside, California. That's where I train everybody at.
Fantastic. I love it, man. How long have you had the gym?
I opened it in 2021.
Okay. How's that been going?
It's been going good. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a dream come true. Since I was a little kid, if you asked me what I wanted to do, I always wanted to do martial arts and like teach.
Yeah.
Like when I was a little kid, my plan, which I always get in trouble for, they'd be like, "Are you gonna go to college?" I'm like, "Nah, like I'm gonna get a black belt in karate, and then I'm just gonna open a karate gym." My dad's like, "No, you're not," and it's just funny how it all panned out. So,
And what's dad saying now?
I mean, he passed away, but when he was still
Ah.
alive, he loved it.
Yeah.
he loved it.
He loved it.
I think he just wanted to make sure I was gonna do something positive. So since he realized like it wasn't gonna be nothing stupid, he was pretty supportive.
Okay, so was there the childhood? Was there a rough childhood? Like, were you in a rough area? Why would he think that it wasn't going to go? How was childhood?
My dad grew up pretty rough. So my dad grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and his whole life was like getting in trouble until he was 25. When he was 25, he got out of like doing some time.
Yep.
And ever since then, he pretty much turned his life around. He became a licensed clinical psychologist. His whole life's been like helping youth. So for him, school was kind of like what saved his life. So when I didn't want to go to college, I think it was more so he just didn't understand how you could do something else yet.
Right.
But then as soon as he realized, like, because I tried to open my first gym when I was 18 and a half. So I had my first business when I was 18 and a half, and I had it till I was 19 and a half. And it didn't work out. And I talked the landlord out of, like, charging me the fee because I was young.
Yeah.
So he kind of just let me be, and then I just moved all my stuff and I left. But ever since then, I think that messed me up for sure because I've never clocked into a job.
Yeah.
After that, I think the wire was just going. I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to, like, work a normal place.
And what happened on the first one? Why didn't it go well?
I just didn't have enough experience. I think it
Yeah.
was just too much too soon.
Right. Because financially, I mean, when you enter entrepreneurship and small business ownership, yeah, people that don't do it, they think that we're just sitting on a top mountain of money counting it.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah, that's what people think.
I get clients all the time, and they're like, "Why do you charge so much?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm 28 years old, running a business alone, and
Yeah.
the rent's $4,000 a month, and that's just the rent. And I
Just the
still
rent.
got to live and eat and
Yep.
sleep. Like people don't think about it.
Oh yeah, the insurance, the electric bill.
Exactly.
They don't see all the money going out.
Yeah, and the landlord getting bored and deciding to add a fee this month. Like people don't know about stuff like that for sure.
Cam charges, triple nets.
Yeah, and it's all on the lease. People are like, oh, you could just not pay it. Like that's how you get kicked out. That's
Exactly.
not how it works.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Okay, so talk to me about Dad. Like, what does Dad? Do you fight for your dad now at this point? Would you say?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely what got me back into fighting because I haven't really fought since before he died.
Yeah.
So it'll be my first one back. Harvey's been helping out a lot because we're trying to get onto like Cage Warriors or something big. So we're in talks with them. So hopefully get all the ducks in order, and then we could get that going. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And are you close to your mom?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to my mom.
Okay. And then Dad, how did he pass away?
So my dad was super active. So he would do like jujitsu, karate, like all the way because he's way older. He would have been 76.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they had me late. He was 40 when they had me.
Yeah.
But he was super active. I never really understood how old he was my whole life because he was always in better shape than my friends' dads, and they were younger. So it took me a long time to realize he was old. And then we were working at the house, and he fell off a ladder and fractured his skull. But, I mean, he seemed fine the first few days because I think that's how the swelling works.
Right.
And then after that, like because of that fall, vascular dementia kind of kicked in, and then that's pretty much it was all downhill after that.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny because I had my wife and I started late, so we had our first child when I was 40, and we had our second one when I was 45.
Oh.
Yeah, so I understand that, and to your point, Johnny and I coach football and baseball, so none of them know that I'm older because I'm the most jacked dad.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a superpower.
Yeah, totally. And my son loves it. The
Yeah.
fact that all the friends call it the jacked coach. I'm known as the jacked coach, so I love the parallel here to your dad. I can identify. I love it, man. All right, so talk to me about with your fighters. Like what is it about your style in training? Because clearly it works. Because you said the first guy, if I'm remembering correctly, he immediately went 2 or 3-0 at Epic or something like that, right?
Yeah, he was my first fighter I've had. I brought him to Epic, and then he went 2-0, and then he took a little bit of hiatus, and then went 3-0, and then he's done fighting now, just dad stuff now.
Yep.
But he got what he wanted out of the career, so can't complain at all. And then my fighter after that is probably the best one I've had yet for sure. Anthony Da Silva, he became a 3-time Epic and state champion. I pretty much had him from scratch. And I mean, when I first started training him, I didn't know he was special, but it's kind of hard to like gauge.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think he would go so fast,
Yep.
But he's pro now. He's 2-0, and then he's fighting Cage Warriors June 7th. So it's on UFC Fight Pass. You guys should definitely check that out. He's going to kill somebody. So
Yeah, he's going to take it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's a dog.
And what would you say about your training style when you train your fighters? What makes you unique?
I would say a lot of places, I don't like to say too much because we do stuff a lot different, but what I can say is just definitely a lot of places I feel like they still, like back in the day, guys, when they would do MMA, they would do like jiu-jitsu, and then they would do wrestling, and then they would do kickboxing, and then they would just hope it all mixes together.
Right.
I feel like a lot of places, they're still doing that.
Yeah.
And my guys, like Destiny probably touched on it a little bit, but I don't necessarily teach them jiu-jitsu. I teach them cage fighting. People are like, well, like, don't they need to learn jiu-jitsu? Like, but cage fighting is a sport. Like, you don't learn baseball and then they go somewhere to learn how to throw a ball. Like, you should be learning that as like a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I try to teach them as like a whole foundation that not necessarily might work for jiu-jitsu or wrestling, but it works for what we do.
Yeah. So like real-time application.
Yeah. And they're not going to learn parts of wrestling that doesn't make sense for cage fighting.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
To
Whereas
me.
like a lot of places, I feel like they learn everything, and then they'll be in an MMA round. They're like, no, you can't do that one though. Like, but like that's my favorite move, and we've been doing it for months.
Yeah.
So they don't really do none of that.
So you're actually training them for the actual cage.
Yeah, nothing else. They do like jiu-jitsu competition and stuff like that, but all that's just reps.
Yeah. I love that, dude. I love it. All right. So what's your favorite part about training other fighters? What drives you that keeps you going, wanting to train other fighters? How's it fulfilling?
I'd say for sure, like it's something my dad used to tell me all the time. He would tell me like, in life. Like, you can't control what you get, but you could always control what you give to people.
Yep.
I'd say that's for sure. Like, that's why I like coaching a lot, because I can't like go back and be like, because me and Harvey talk about this. Like, I needed that kind of coaching when I was an amateur, but I didn't really find it. But I could give that to them at least, and that's cool.
And so, what you couldn't find when you were a fighter from a trainer, did that kind of basically motivated you and taught you to like pour into your fighters a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. Because there was a lot of things that like I realized like that they need, that they don't even realize they need yet, but already been there, you know?
Yep.
And when I was an amateur, the amateurs is different now. Like, a lot of people are a little scared to take fights. Like, 3 or 4 of the guys that I fought are like decorated professionals. And when I was an amateur, I didn't have a good record. Like, I was like 5-5 fighting guys that are 10-1 because I wanted to scrap. Whereas like now, I feel like amateur is much more like pretty. Like, if people are scared, they're not going to show up, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like when I was an amateur, we were like into that. Like, I fought one of my friends, Joseph Williams, for a state title. And there was plenty of other people that are ranked in the state. We could have been like, we're friends, we don't want to fight. But it was more so like, we're trying to get the work, you know? So I feel like a lot of the amateurs, some of them are still looking at it the wrong way. Like, you get a whole new record. Like, so long as you're not getting hurt too bad, like, you need to take those fights and get those experience. I wouldn't be as good as I am now if I didn't take them, you know?
Totally. I love that, dude. I love it. Now, talk to me about, speaking of fighting, you said you're kind of getting back into it yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I've been in shape for a while. I've been doing a lot of grappling competitions. And the last one I did that was cool. I did the ADCC Open in Vegas. And then I did ADCC Trials too. But they're like, people were saying I'm crazy because ADCC Open's the day before Trials.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do them both just because like I'm already going out there to try to get the most out of the experience. So I went 5-0 at the Open. I got 1 gold medal, and then the next day at Trials I went 1-1. So got a little bit of experience out of the day.
Love it.
And then I've been doing my striking at Coastal Combat with Coach Jake, and we're starting like ebb and flow because I haven't been there too long, but I've been there long enough, so it's I feel good for sure.
Nice. And how many fighters do you train?
I would say 5.
5?
5.
Okay. Let's talk about this next fight for Destiny. What's going to happen?
I would say for sure people are going to realize who is actually the grappler. That's all I could say.
Yeah. We'll keep it there.
I think there's a lot of like she's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. But I think a lot of people are forgetting so was Destiny's first opponent, and she was unconscious in 58 seconds. So there's a little bit of confusion with that, but we shall clear that up.
Yeah, so Destiny told us many times her game plan.
Yeah.
And you want to know what the game plan is?
No, I'm just kidding. What she said?
To kill her.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing around it. I mean, her last fight was a lot of people thought she won, and I think she realized, because her first fight she got the girl out of there, but I think she realized that you can't leave it in the hands of the judges. So I do feel a little bad for this girl because that's going to get taken out on her, and that has nothing to do with her. But I mean, that's the life we live. So she shall.
I was thinking the same thing.
Somebody got to pay for it. Unfortunately, it has to be somebody that had nothing to do with it.
I know. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, because the last fight, that's the best. That's the number one thing she learned, and she was like, "I understand why. Like, I need to hurt them."
Yeah, and I asked that exact question. What did you learn? She says, "I learned that I need to kill her."
Yeah.
And not leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that's simple, right? I can't get enough of that game plan. By the way, I kept going back to it.
That's as simple as it needs to be.
Yeah. Baller.
Yeah, they just don't need to survive. That's the only.
That's
game
right.
Plan.
Yeah. It's very simple.
Makes it simpler for everybody involved.
Yes.
Even the judges don't gotta. They don't gotta argue. Nobody gets yelled at. It's a lot easier.
Even the guy raising the hand. There's no question.
Yeah.
Right.
My favorite clip for sure that I always show them is like, it's recent too. Like when Taporia fought Volkanovski, and they're interviewing him. And they were like, oh, like the judges had you lose in the first round, this and that. And he was like, when I fight, they could go take their lunch break. Like they don't. He's like, we don't need what they think. Like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
because it's going to end.
Yeah, but that's how fights should be.
Yeah,
that
I agree.
Be the game plan for sure, and the fans love it.
They love it.
They don't want to. I mean, fans will love you if you have a tough decision, but they're going to love you more if you rip somebody's head off. Everybody knows that.
And that's the game plan.
Yeah, always.
Oh, yeah, always. Oh man. All right. So what's the plan for your future? Talk to me about paint the big picture for Malik. Taking fighters to this, fighting yourself. Let's wrap this thing up with what's the end goal? Your gym, multiple gyms. Talk to me.
Definitely my end goal I would say is just to like get the gym big in Riverside, and then eventually I would like to open a location out here. I feel like we built a pretty good San Diego base, but that's all just thanks to Epic. Like, we just had the platform where like a lot of people out here know we're legit, but it's only because we had the opportunity to show, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So I'd definitely like to open a second location out here eventually, and then definitely try to get like at least 3 or 4 of them in the UFC.
Nice. Ooh.
It'll be tricky too because I might be in the UFC at the same time, but I mean, it's okay. I'm still young. I might as well use the youth wisely, right?
Yeah.
So.
And so your goal is to get to the UFC yourself?
Yeah, for sure. At 170, I would love to be in there. That'd be the plan.
All right, so we're going to agree right now on film that you're going to interview with me again when you get to the UFC.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
Let's go,
sure.
bro.
I got you for sure.
All right.
Hopefully they give me Kobe Covington when he's old and about to die. That'd be great. I would love to clean his clock when he's not all there no more, for sure.
Okay, so what's this blood? Where's this?
No, it's nothing. I just that would be an ideal. Like, if they gave me an ideal old lion to start, that'd be him.
An old lion.
Yeah, he'd be the right one for me to like bring in the new generation for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because he's at the cliff. He's just walking off right now. I just gotta push him.
Just get a little nudge.
Just a little nudge would be great. That'd be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Real Deal Talk with Malik. Dude, this has been awesome.
Yeah,
I can go all day with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
But I got to cut it, so that was outstanding.
It's all good. I'll be back.
You'll be there Friday the 24th,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I'll
Yes,
be
sir.
there. We're going to say what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
And Malik coaching Destiny, a.k.a. Baller.
Yeah, finally she got a nickname that she approves of.
Right? I'm telling you. So Destiny Baller is going at it, and the game plan, once again, is...
To kill her.
To kill her. Thank you very much.
We don't plan on her surviving anything, so...
Oh, it's too bad.
If she survives, that'd be a damn shame.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
I mean, even if she won, that'd be a damn shame.
Yeah.
We'd be pretty angry about that. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
She's a nice girl. We don't got nothing against her.
Yeah.
Lots of respect for their gym, but
Yeah.
it is once there's a contract signed, it is not friendly until it's over.
Until it's over.
After that, I mean, it's all respect.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have massive respect for each other all the time.
For sure.
Yeah, big time. We're just laying it down right now, folks.
Yeah,
That's
for
it.
sure.
Real Deal Talk. Malik, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate you,
Thanks
man.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Let's go.